Welcome to my daily review, looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq. And if you've been with me very long, then you know how long I've been waiting for the index to trade above its 200 simple moving average. And today it closed 2.9% above the 200 simple moving average. And we've been on green light for a little while now, and it's all gas, no brakes, huh? It was very nice to see the index trade above the 200, though, and you could see the big blue volume bars that have been coming into the market, indicating that institutions are supporting the market. And you could see that the bottom here has been like a 3-month process. So yeah, institutions are buying stock. The Nasdaq is the leading index. It was up more than 10% in January, and it started off February with a 2% gain with a decent volume here. So the Nasdaq's looking very strong. I'm not going to go through the Russell and the MDY and the S&P. They're all doing well. Nasdaq has been lagging, so this one has some catch up to do, and it's the furthest or it's the closest to the 100. The other indexes are well above. Anyway, I don't trade the indexes, I trade stocks. And I'm just going to go through some stocks here. By the way, the disclaimer is, this is a site for my amusement and just my ideas and thoughts. I'm not recommending you to do anything. So be a big boy and girl and do your own due diligence. Anyway, Tesla here. You can see it's moving after hours, after the Facebook report or the Meta book or whatever the heck it is. But anyway, it's been showing a lot of strength. You can see this big blue volume bar. And last Friday, it was the highest day, 306 million shares traded. So there's been a lot of interest in Tesla, obviously one of the liquid leaders here. I think it's the most liquid stock in the market. I know it's certainly the most played by the options market. Anyway, that showed nearly a 5% gain today. I did mention metaverse or metaplant or phase plant or metaverse here, meta platforms. That's it, meta platforms. And you can see tomorrow it's going to trade right through its 200 simple moving average. They initiated, or they included, a 40 billion stock buyback program tonight in their announcement, and it's up 18%, which is going to drive the Nasdaq and the QQQs higher tomorrow. So that's all positive for the index. But tomorrow we have Google reporting earnings, and this is still below its 200. So we're going to have to wait and see. These are big movers here, because there's such a large market cap stocks. This is Amazon, still below the 200, and then Apple, they report tomorrow as well, and it's below the 200. So hopefully they'll have decent reports and respond positively. There were so many stocks today making new highs that I can't get to them all, but I'm just going to go through a couple of groups. Obviously, AMD ignited a huge rally in the semiconductor space. This entire space looked like it bottomed, and it's just that one report from AMD that drove all the stocks higher. It was nice pen action to see. This was up 12% and 171% above average daily volume. That's got to get your attention there. Just a massive day for AMD. Congrats to Lisa Su and all the longs there at AMD. NVDA was up 7%. You can see that's a bit ahead of AMD. But there's just a ton of stocks. I can't get to all of them, but the rally was so strong that even that dog Intel was up today nearly 3%, riding on the AMD coattails. AMD is obviously taking market share from Intel. ACLS, this is one that I own, that I like, that we got in. I talked about how it made that fake breakout. We bought it at 80, sold at 88, bought again back at 80, and the second time was a charm, and it just ran higher. And that is all gas, no brakes. People are asking me, like, how do I buy this thing? Well, probably when it pulls back to a moving average, that'll be your only chance. Anyway, like I say, I don't, give financial advice or whatever. I don't tell people when to buy and sell stocks. That's kind of personal, but that to me doesn't look like it's going to form a base. That was the base right there, this double neighbor base, and then it's just gone. So, yeah, AHR, kind of the same thing. This thing ripped higher. It did the old okey doke, the Debo Samuel, the cut and juke. and spiked the ball in the end zone, and now it traded back to its 10 EMA. So if if it follows ACLS, then maybe that thing will be rallying some more soon. MBLY, this is a semiconductor fabless stock. This one made a new high today. This is a spinoff from Intel. Recent IPO, but the spinoffs have been doing pretty well, and because they get support from the mothership. And here is ON Semiconductor, and this made a new high. I mean, the whole group, I could go on and on with this, but I'm not, because I'm going to go to my favorite sector, biotech. They kind of took a day off today, but this is TG Therapeutics, TGTX. They had their MS drug approved. They had launched it last week, and obviously institutions are buying this stock. You could do what you want here, but it is, it's supposed to be a really good product, and insurance covers it, and it's really efficient. And we'll just see how management executes the launch, and see how they report earnings here in the next few quarters, and see how that goes. But definitely a speculative play, and looks like it's doing pretty well. FGEN, this one made a new high today. That's why this is on the list. Good for FGEN. Also HOLX, HOLX is another biotech stock, making new highs and just doing well. If you look at the weekly chart here, a lot of consolidation in this one. So not all of them have just run up and taken off, Okay, I'm going to go to the retail. ARHS, this is one that broke out of a base here recently and just ripping higher. See how it pulls back to the 10 EMA, and that's your chance right there. Otherwise, this one wants higher. The elf on the shelf, this one, people were really worried about this, trade below the 50. It's my rule to sell the 50, but, they had a huge run in 2022 while the market stunk. And so at the beginning of the year, I think we just had some profit taking here, and you could pay taxes like 16 months later or whatever. And then it regained its footing, traded right along the 50 for a while. Now it's just ripped higher. After hours, it's up, 14% on a beat and raise quarter. So good for the ELF. I don't use their products, trust me, but I know, my wife says that they're, pretty popular with, anyway. Personal care group. ULTA is in the same group. The it's a retail specialty. It's got the personal care products, and definitely making new highs and just showing strength. Congrats to the longs at Ulta Beauty, and also the dentist. I got to mention the dentist because this one formed this base here. You got to look at the weekly because it was consolidated for a long time after making this like climax run. And then it, traded below its moving averages, consolidated for this entire time, all of 2022. And now it's starting to make some noise here. The group is pretty strong, and it made a new high today. So good for the retail and Dillard's. I need to go to the steel stocks. There's just so many stocks here. I can't get to them all. The steel stocks, STLD making new highs, Nucor, another leader in this group. You can see this one's just showing strength. Cleveland Cliffs, I think it's up like 40% this year. Anyway, that one is showing strength here, and just rounding out. If you got to look at the weekly chart, it looks like it's just forming the right side of a base there. But the steel stocks have been strong. There's just a lot of them. The home builders, let me go to the home builders. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I've been failing miserably though. This is Meritage. I really like the looks of this one. Nice symmetrical base there on Meritage. Lennar is another home builder, very similar pattern there. These things are showing strength. You can see this has jumped out of this buy point here and just smoking higher. GRBK is another one making 52-week highs. This is one that builds homes in the South. And you can see this breakout here. So the home builders are nice and strong. Like I said, I can go through over and over, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go through some random stocks that I like, that I might have purchased recently. I'm not telling you to do anything, but is this thing AI? I always wonder if it's so smart and it's got artificial intelligence. Does it know its future price? If it does, I wish it would tell us. It looks to me though like 23.58 above there would be I'm not going to say a good entry point, but you can see how much it's sold off in the last year and a half. So actually, almost 2 years, after its IPO. But this is Tom Siebel's company from Siebel Systems, and obviously some investors are coming in recently and buying this stock. XM, this one had a powerful breakout. What was it, up 32% on almost 1,000% above average daily volume? I tell you got to keep mindful of that stuff. Those big breakouts, and you can see it followed through the next 4 days with massive volume. So another stock that I like is Uber. It broke its downtrend line, and they have earnings coming up, I believe, pretty soon, maybe next week. But I like it, above that level there, and it just kind of handling out. I don't know if investors want to get too frisky there ahead of earnings, but I really like that stock. It's got a real good, strong sales growth. And the earnings will come eventually. ONON, this stock is just kind of forming a base here. I got to go to the weekly. You can see how much it's sold off. Just an IPO base. Maybe it'll break out of this original IPO base. I definitely like it above 25. If it breaks above there, I think buyers will come in. SMCI, if you've been with MC stock charts for long at all, then you know that we were in this stock in the summer around the 50 area. I forget what day, with the prices around 54. Anyway, you can see how tightly it traded, and I kind of like the tightness. And then after this day here, it just kind of started getting wide and loose. You could see the daily bars, and then it sliced its 50. We sold it here at about 83. And then there was a short report or something like that. Yeah, the 50 was like at 83 something. Where was it? Down here? Yeah. And so when it sliced to 50, we got rid of it. It rallied back. So what? It got rejected. And then it came down. Now today, it had a nice, it had an earnings report and a nice response, 10%. So if it rallies back through the 50, we can always buy back. And that's the beauty of being a retail investor. You can just buy and sell real quick, in and out, use your rules. Because when it slices its 50, you don't know how far it's going to go down. It could have gone down past the 200, but it didn't. It held here, and it looks like it's forming this little consolidation period. So that's the power of being a retail guy. You can just get in and out. You don't have to be you don't have to be in compliance and be owning all tons of stocks, like pension funds and school funds and things like that. But anyway, that's SMCI. Would get back into that above the 50 there, which seems to be about 82, 50, something like that. So anyway, that's a nice, powerful bar there. I have a ton of stuff that I could get to, but I'm going to end it right there. I'll be back in the morning with a new watch list. So many of our stocks just broke out, and I need a new watch list because they're extended now. Anyway, we never give up. Thank you for watching.